Life in modern Britain is full of noise, competition and expectations. Every street, every office, every home is a battlefield where unseen struggles are fought silently. Yet it is precisely within these struggles that the seeds of greatness lie. Adversity is not an enemy to be feared, it is a teacher waiting to awaken the courage, resilience and clarity within you. The question is not whether life will challenge you, but whether you will rise each time it does. Life in modern Britain presents challenges that are relentless and often unexpected. Every individual faces moments when the world seems to push back harder than they imagined. Yet it is in these very moments that the true measure of strength emerges. Adversity is not merely an obstacle, it is a mirror reflecting the depths of your inner resilience and untapped potential. The struggles you encounter are not meant to break you, but to reveal the capabilities you never knew existed. When you choose to see these moments as opportunities rather than burdens, you begin to awaken a power that can navigate even the harshest storms. Perspective shapes reality, and how you perceive adversity determines its impact on your life. Challenges are often painted as misfortune, but when approached with clarity, they become instruments of growth. Every difficulty carries lessons hidden within its layers, and the ability to extract wisdom from discomfort transforms ordinary experience into profound understanding. Instead of resisting the trials that life places before you, embracing them allows you to cultivate a mind that remains unshaken by chaos and unpredictable change. The world outside may remain uncertain, but the steadiness of your inner vision becomes your guiding light. Action is the foundation of resilience. It is not enough to hope for hardship to pass. Strength is built in the moment of endurance. Discipline, perseverance and purposeful effort turn challenges into stepping stones. Each step taken, no matter how small, is a declaration that adversity will not dictate your journey. Alongside this, awareness of your thoughts and emotions prevents them from dominating your response. Observing without judgment cultivates clarity, enabling you to respond with intention rather than react with fear. When you act with consciousness, even the most daunting circumstances become manageable and meaningful. Failure is inevitable, yet it is also the greatest teacher. The sting of disappointment and the weight of setbacks are part of the process of growth. Instead of avoiding failure, facing it with courage allows you to extract its lessons and refine your approach. Anchoring yourself in purpose provides strength beyond immediate circumstances. A clear sense of direction gives meaning to struggle, turning adversity into a catalyst for achievement. Community and human connection further reinforce resilience. While inner strength is essential, sharing burdens and drawing support from others nurtures perseverance and provides perspective, reminding you that you are never truly alone in your journey. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. The way you respond to hardship determines whether it confines you or propels you forward. When challenges are transformed into opportunities for growth, life's trials become instruments of empowerment rather than defeat. Adversity sharpens character, refines clarity, and strengthens resolve, preparing you to face future obstacles with confidence and courage. Each struggle encountered in modern Britain carries within it the potential to awaken extraordinary strength. Those who rise above their difficulties do not simply survive, they evolve, turning every moment of resistance into a testament of resilience and the limitless power that resides within. Do not see adversity as a punishment or a reflection of your shortcomings. Life does not single anyone out. Challenges come to shape the mind and refine the spirit. Each difficulty carries a lesson that cannot be learned any other way, and every obstacle you face is designed to reveal your true strength. when you stop resisting and start observing. You begin to understand that adversity is a teacher, not an enemy. The discomfort you feel is temporary, but the growth it sparks can last a lifetime, transforming your perception of yourself and the world around you. Challenges are often painted as misfortune, yet they are essential for sharpening your awareness and resilience. When you shift your perspective, setbacks become mirrors reflecting the areas where you can evolve. The problems you encounter are not meant to limit you, they are meant to expand your understanding, your patience, and your capacity to endure. Every struggle carries hidden opportunities to build character, to deepen wisdom, and to ignite a clarity that only emerges through experience. Seeing adversity this way allows you to navigate life with balance and purpose. The way you respond to hardship determines whether it controls you or empowers you. A shifted perspective turns fear into curiosity and resistance into acceptance. You begin to approach difficulties with a calm and steady mind, aware that each trial has a purpose beyond immediate discomfort. Awareness transforms challenges from obstacles into instruments of growth, and patience becomes a weapon stronger than any force outside yourself. Understanding that every situation is temporary and every struggle carries meaning allows you to move forward with strength instead of being weighed down by despair. Adversity becomes a teacher when you allow it to shape your decisions, your focus, and your priorities. Each challenge asks you to dig deeper, to examine the nature of your thoughts and to respond with intentionality rather than reaction. When your perspective shifts, failure is no longer a final verdict, but a stepping stone toward mastery. Each moment of difficulty becomes an opportunity to practice resilience, to cultivate patience, and to understand that life's hardships are the soil in which strength grows. The mind that embraces this truth becomes unshakable in the face of turmoil. When you shift your perspective fully, you no longer see life as a series of misfortunes, but as a series of lessons and invitations to grow. Adversity, seen through the lens of awareness, becomes a catalyst for transformation rather than a source of fear. The discomfort it brings is a signal urging you to look inward, refine your thinking, and act with courage. Those who master the art of perspective do not merely survive the challenges of modern Britain. They evolve through them, emerging wiser, stronger, and fully capable of navigating the storms of life with unwavering clarity and determination. External circumstances are never constant, the world around you shifts in ways you cannot control. Traffic snarls, deadlines loom, relationships strain, and unexpected events test your patience daily. If you allow your mind to be tossed by every change, you will always feel unsteady, anxious, and powerless. True strength comes not from controlling the world, but from mastering your inner landscape. When your mind remains calm and clear, no matter what unfolds outside, you become the anchor in your own life, unshaken by chaos or uncertainty. Cultivating inner stability requires conscious effort and discipline. It is not achieved by avoiding challenges or wishing for ease, but by facing life squarely while keeping your focus centered. Meditation, reflection, and self-awareness are tools that train your mind to remain present even when external pressures mount. By observing your thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them, you create a space where clarity and calm can emerge. This inner steadiness allows you to respond with intention rather than react impulsively to every disturbance. Inner stability transforms adversity into manageable experience. When challenges arise, a grounded mind can assess situations with clarity, make rational decisions and act decisively. Without this internal anchor, even minor obstacles can feel overwhelming, triggering fear, frustration, or despair. By cultivating stability within, you no longer allow external turbulence to dictate your emotional state. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to exercise patience, resilience and discernment, reinforcing the strength of your inner foundation. Consistency in maintaining inner calm is essential. The mind is like a muscle, the more you train it to remain steady, the stronger it becomes. Daily practices that nurture focus, presence and emotional balance prepare you to face even the most unpredictable circumstances. Inner stability does not eliminate life's challenges, but it equips you with the capacity to navigate them gracefully. With each trial faced calmly and intentionally, your confidence and resilience grow, creating a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. When you make inner stability your anchor, external chaos loses its power over you. Life in modern Britain is full of unpredictability, but a grounded mind turns challenges into lessons rather than sources of suffering. By cultivating calm, clarity and balance, you develop the ability to endure, adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Stability within is the foundation upon which strength, wisdom and resilience are built, and it is this inner strength that allows you to meet life's storms with unwavering courage and poise. Every situation you face in life carries a choice. You can blame others or you can take responsibility for your own actions and responses. Blame gives a temporary sense of relief, as if shifting the weight onto someone else will ease your burden, but it leaves you powerless. When you point fingers, you hand over control of your life to forces outside yourself. True power comes when you stop looking outward for reasons and start looking inward for solutions, realizing that your response is the only thing you can fully control. Taking responsibility means owning your decisions, your mistakes and your reactions, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable they may be. It requires honesty with yourself, courage to confront your shortcomings, and the determination to act even when circumstances are unfair. By claiming responsibility, you reclaim the ability to shape your path and influence outcomes. This mindset transforms challenges from obstacles into opportunities, because every action you take now becomes a deliberate step toward the reality you want to create. When you embrace responsibility, your perspective on problems changes completely. Instead of seeing setbacks as punishments or the fault of others, you see them as invitations to grow, learn and improve. The moment you accept that your power lies in how you respond rather than in controlling external events, fear and frustration lose their grip. Responsibility transforms you from a passive observer of life into an active participant, capable of directing your energy and decisions toward meaningful outcomes. Taking responsibility also strengthens your resilience and self-confidence. Each time you face a challenge without blaming others, you reinforce your ability to navigate adversity. You learn that difficulties are not threats to avoid, but lessons to integrate. You become more resourceful, adaptable, and capable of finding solutions in situations that once seemed overwhelming. The more consistently you act from responsibility rather than blame, the more unstoppable your inner strength becomes, because it is rooted in truth and action. Owning your responsibility changes not just your life, but the way others experience you. When you respond to challenges with clarity, accountability and calm, you inspire confidence and trust in those around you. Blame may satisfy for a moment, but it isolates and diminishes. Responsibility empowers and connects. By taking charge of your reactions and decisions, you transform adversity into a tool for growth and mastery, proving that no circumstance, no matter how difficult, can dominate a mind and spirit that refuse to relinquish control. Strength is never created through comfort or convenience, it is built through continuous action and relentless effort. When you move forward despite fear, doubt or exhaustion, you are forging resilience within yourself. Action turns intention into reality, while hesitation only feeds weakness. Every time you act in the face of adversity, you train your mind to overcome resistance and your body to endure hardship. Waiting for the right moment or perfect conditions is an illusion, because true growth happens only when you push through discomfort and act with determination. Discipline is the foundation on which resilience stands. Without consistent effort, even the strongest intentions crumble under pressure. Discipline means doing what must be done whether you feel ready or not. It is the daily choice to keep going when no one is watching, to persist when progress feels invisible, and to remain committed when everything in you wants to quit. Through disciplined action, you build habits that strengthen your mind and make persistence a natural response rather than a forced one. Over time, discipline transforms struggle into strength and hardship into mastery. Endurance is the measure of true resilience. Anyone can act when life is smooth, but few can keep moving when everything feels heavy. The ability to endure pain, disappointment, and uncertainty without losing focus separates those who grow from those who give up. Endurance does not mean suppressing emotion, it means channeling that emotion into action. Every step you take through difficulty reinforces your resolve, reminding you that resilience is not about escaping pain, but about walking through it with unbreakable will. Resilience through action also requires adaptability. Rigid strength breaks easily, but flexible strength bends and adjusts without losing direction. When circumstances shift, the resilient person doesn't collapse, they recalibrate and continue forward. Adaptability keeps you alive in changing environments and makes you resourceful in moments of uncertainty. By staying active, alert and responsive, you maintain momentum no matter how unpredictable life becomes. This ability to act intelligently under pressure defines the difference between endurance and transformation. When you commit to action in the face of adversity, you become a force that cannot be easily shaken. Each challenge faced, each obstacle overcome, and each hardship endured builds an inner core of power that no circumstance can destroy. Resilience is not given, it is earned through repeated acts of courage and persistence. Action refines your strength, discipline sharpens your focus, and endurance seals your spirit against defeat. Through action, you stop being at the mercy of life's storms and become the storm yourself. Unyielding, determined and unstoppable, awareness is the foundation of all inner strength. When you begin to observe your own thoughts and emotions, you start to see how easily the mind reacts to every situation. Most people are not living with awareness, they are living in reaction. Every word, every event, every discomfort triggers an automatic emotional response. Awareness breaks this cycle. It creates a space between what happens and how you respond. In that space lies your power, your clarity, and your freedom from chaos. Without awareness, you are driven by impulses. With it, you take command of your inner world. Observation must become a constant practice. It is not about suppressing emotions or pretending to be calm, it is about witnessing every thought, every feeling, and every reaction without judgment. When anger rises, you see it. When fear appears, you recognize it. When joy emerges, you acknowledge it. This level of observation makes the mind transparent. You begin to notice patterns, how certain triggers provoke you, how certain fears hold you, how certain thoughts repeat endlessly. The more you observe, the more these patterns lose their control, because awareness itself burns through unconscious behavior. Living with awareness turns confusion into clarity. You start to see that most suffering is not caused by external events but by your own resistance to them. The mind constantly labels, compares and complains, creating unnecessary pain. When you remain aware, you no longer become the prisoner of this inner noise. You start responding with precision instead of reacting in haste. Awareness sharpens perception and reveals the truth beneath appearances. It allows you to act from understanding rather than emotion, making your life deliberate instead of accidental. In the presence of awareness, fear and despair lose their strength. They thrive only when you are lost in them, not when you are watching them. Awareness is like light in a dark room. Darkness cannot survive where light exists. When you are aware, no emotion can dominate you for long because you see it for what it is, a passing movement of the mind. This does not make you detached from life, it makes you fully alive, fully present, able to experience every moment without being consumed by it. The power of awareness is the difference between surviving life and mastering it. It does not change the world outside you, but it transforms the way you experience it. When awareness becomes your natural state, peace is no longer something to chase, it becomes the ground on which you stand. Through awareness, every challenge becomes manageable, every emotion becomes meaningful, and every moment becomes an opportunity for growth. In that stillness of observation, you discover the strength that cannot be shaken by anything life brings your way. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is an inseparable part of it. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has walked through failure multiple times. The difference lies in how one responds to it. Most people see failure as an end, a sign that they are not capable enough. But those who rise see it as feedback, as instruction from life itself. Failure strips away illusions, exposing the truth about your weaknesses, your habits and your limitations. It reveals what needs to be strengthened and what must be discarded. When you begin to understand failure as a process of refinement rather than defeat, it becomes your most powerful teacher. Each failure carries within it a lesson that success could never teach. Success often comforts the ego, but failure humbles it, forcing you to look deeper. It teaches patience, persistence and self-awareness. It demands that you question your methods, refine your focus and strengthen your will. The pain that comes with failing is not punishment, it is purification. It burns away carelessness, arrogance and complacency. Those who have failed deeply and risen again move through life with quiet confidence because they know they have already survived what once broke them. Avoiding failure is the surest path to mediocrity. When you play it safe, you protect yourself from pain, but you also shield yourself from growth. Every time you fear failure, you hand over your power to hesitation. Taking risks and stepping into the unknown is the only way progress happens. Failure is not a barrier but a test of endurance. It asks, how much do you truly want what you say you want? The moment you stop seeing failure as a setback and start treating it as a stepping stone, your entire life begins to shift. Learning from failure requires brutal honesty. You must be willing to face yourself without excuses or blame. It is easy to point fingers or justify mistakes, but growth demands that you confront the truth directly. When you analyze your failures with clarity instead of shame, they reveal precise directions for improvement. Each fall provides data, each mistake teaches strategy, and each setback builds resilience. The key is to act on these lessons immediately, turning understanding into practice and pain into power. Those who learn from failure do not fear it anymore. They see it as part of the rhythm of life. Rise, fall, learn and rise again. With every cycle, they become sharper, wiser and more unshakable. Failure does not define them, it refines them. When you stop running from failure, you begin to harness its energy. It becomes the fuel that drives you forward, the silent teacher that strengthens your mind and sharpens your purpose. Through failure, you do not lose, you evolve, and in that evolution lies the essence of lasting success. Purpose gives direction to life when everything else feels uncertain. Without a clear sense of purpose, even success feels hollow and struggles seem unbearable. When you know why you are doing what you are doing, every challenge becomes meaningful, every obstacle becomes part of a larger design. Purpose does not always come from grand ideas or external validation. It often rises quietly from within, born from a deep understanding of what truly matters to you. When your actions align with that inner calling, confusion fades and determination takes its place. A life without purpose is like a ship without a compass, constantly drifting and easily swayed by every storm. Purpose steadies the mind and keeps your focus sharp, no matter how turbulent life becomes. It allows you to endure pain without breaking, to remain calm when others panic, and to see possibility where others see failure. Purpose transforms ordinary effort into devotion, and devotion builds unshakable willpower. The person who is driven by purpose cannot be distracted easily because their energy flows in one direction, toward growth, toward meaning, toward fulfillment. When purpose anchors your existence, fear loses its power. You stop worrying about outcomes because you are guided by something greater than immediate results. Every setback becomes part of the process, every difficulty an opportunity to strengthen commitment. Purpose gives you the strength to persist when everything around you suggests giving up. It silences self-doubt and replaces uncertainty with faith in your own path. Through purpose, you stop chasing comfort and start seeking clarity because meaning becomes more valuable than ease. True purpose is never selfish, it expands your awareness beyond yourself. It connects you to something larger, a vision, a cause, a responsibility that uplifts not just your own life, but the lives of others. When your work, your effort and your passion serve something beyond personal gain, your energy multiplies. The struggles you face no longer feel like burdens, but like contributions to a greater whole. That connection gives strength that no motivation or reward can match, because it is driven by the heart rather than by the ego. Once you discover your purpose and live in alignment with it, life's chaos begins to make sense. The noise of doubt, fear and distraction fades, replaced by an unshakable clarity. You act not out of compulsion but out of conviction. Challenges still come, but they no longer confuse you because you understand they are refining your path, not derailing it. Purpose transforms adversity into direction, turning struggle into strength and uncertainty into wisdom. When purpose becomes the foundation of your being, life stops feeling like a burden and starts unfolding as a meaningful journey of creation and growth. No one rises alone. Every person, no matter how strong or determined, reaches a point where their own strength begins to waver. In those moments, the presence of others becomes the bridge that carries you forward. Community is not a weakness, it is a source of renewal. Isolation drains energy, but connection restores it. When you allow yourself to be supported, you tap into the collective strength that exists between people. Shared understanding, shared struggle, and shared encouragement remind you that you are part of something greater than your own challenges. True community is built on honesty and compassion. It thrives not on superficial relationships, but on genuine connection. When people gather with the intention to uplift and understand one another, they create an environment where healing naturally happens. Support from others gives perspective when your vision narrows, courage when fear takes hold, and comfort when exhaustion sets in. In the presence of true companionship, even the heaviest burdens feel lighter. Those who embrace community do not lose individuality. they expand it by joining their strength with others. Human connection is not only emotional, it is deeply practical. A shared word, a moment of understanding, or an act of kindness can change the course of a person's day or even their life. Support multiplies energy, making what seemed impossible suddenly achievable. When people stand together, their combined will can overcome challenges that would crush an individual alone. This is why societies thrive not through isolation, but through cooperation. The most resilient people are those who both give and receive support without shame, understanding that interdependence is part of our nature, not a flaw in it. Relying on others does not mean surrendering your strength, it means balancing it. There is a time to fight alone and a time to accept a hand reaching toward you. Pride often prevents people from seeking help, yet humility is what opens the door to growth. When you allow yourself to be seen in your vulnerability, you invite others to share theirs, and that mutual honesty creates bonds that are unbreakable. Real courage is not just standing alone in the storm, but standing with others, allowing unity to fortify your resolve. A community built on understanding, trust, and mutual respect becomes a fortress of resilience. Within such bonds, adversity loses its edge because it cannot isolate you. The collective strength of connection sustains the individual spirit when it weakens and amplifies it when it rises. The human heart was never meant to journey through struggle in silence. When you walk beside others, offering your presence, your empathy and your strength, you do not just endure, you elevate. Community transforms pain into purpose, turning isolation into unity and struggle into shared triumph. Pain is an inseparable part of human life. It comes in many forms: loss, failure, rejection and disappointment. But it is never meaningless unless you allow it to be. Pain reveals what truly matters to you and exposes the depth of your endurance. When faced with it, most people try to escape, numb or deny it, but avoidance only prolongs suffering. Growth begins the moment you stop running and decide to face pain directly. The ability to stand still in the fire of discomfort without collapsing is where transformation begins. Every pain carries a message if you are willing to listen. It forces you to confront your limits, your illusions and your attachments. Pain tests your patience, your clarity and your character. The strength it builds cannot be taught through comfort or ease, it can only be forged through experience. When you start asking what the pain is trying to teach rather than why it is happening, you begin to convert agony into awareness. This shift in perception changes pain from something destructive into something deeply constructive. Transformation through pain does not happen automatically, it requires awareness and intention. You must be willing to look beyond the surface of discomfort and seek understanding. Pain is a teacher that demands attention, and only through conscious engagement does it reveal its lessons. When you use your pain to examine your choices, your priorities and your patterns, it becomes a catalyst for growth. Each scar becomes a reminder not of what broke you, but of what shaped you. Through this process, pain becomes a form of purification that clears away weakness and awakens strength, becomes the path itself, guiding you toward deeper strength and unbreakable peace. Adversity in modern Britain is not a curse, it is the forge in which the spirit is tempered. Those who rise above challenges do not do so by avoiding hardship, they do so by facing it with awareness, courage, and unwavering purpose. Every struggle you encounter carries within it the seed of transformation. The choice is yours: remain overwhelmed by life's trials, or let them awaken the extraordinary strength that already resides within you.